What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We spend so much money at the garden center trying to keep our plants healthy and pest-free. But what if I told you that the ultimate secret weapons for your garden are sitting right inside your kitchen right now? Today, I'm breaking down two incredibly cheap, totally mind-blowing household hacks that will protect your plants from birds, slugs, and annoying bugs. Now pay close attention because the second hack involves a DIY spray with a very specific mixing trick. If you mess up the steps or skip any part of this video, you could actually end up clogging your sprayer or damaging your plants instead of helping them. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you get every single detail exactly right. Let's dive into hack number 1. Method number 1, the aluminum foil trick. Alright, let's start with something we all have in our kitchen drawer, aluminum foil. It sounds crazy, right? Why would you put foil in a garden? Well, keeping your young fruit trees and delicate garden plants safe from pests is a constant battle. Birds will swoop down and peck at your fresh buds, while slugs and snails crawl up from the ground to shred your leaves overnight. Before you know it, your hard work is ruined. Most people immediately run to the store to buy chemical sprays, but we want to keep things organic, cheap, and simple. That's where this shiny foil comes into play, and I'm going to show you two different ways to use it. First, let's talk about the sky threat, birds. Birds love fresh, young green leaves, new flowers, and early fruit. If your tree is young and still trying to establish itself, a flock of birds can set it back by months. To stop them, you don't need expensive netting. Just grab a roll of aluminum foil and tear off a large piece. Fold it over itself a few times. Don't skip the folding part. Doing this makes the foil way stronger so it doesn't just tear apart the first time a strong breeze hits it. Next, grab something sharp, a toothpick, a needle, or even a pen, and poke a small hole right in one of the corners. Thread a piece of string, twine, or thin rope through that hole and tie it off securely. Now, take this and hang it directly onto a branch of your young fruit tree, or from a stake nearby if you're protecting smaller plants. Here is the magic behind it. When the wind blows, that foil is going to spin, twist, and dance around. As it moves, it catches the sunlight and throws bright, unpredictable flashes of light in every direction. Birds absolutely hate this. The constant motion and the sudden, blinding reflections totally freak them out. It creates a zone they simply don't want to mess with, so they'll bypass your tree completely. It's like a zero-cost, battery-free scarecrow you can build in 2 minutes. If it gets battered after a few months of heavy rain, just rip it down and hang a fresh one.
This does two things. First, it bounces light around the base of the plant, which keeps birds away from the lower fruit. But more importantly, it creates a physical wall that slugs and snails despise. That crinkly metallic texture feels awful on their soft, slimy bodies. They can't get a good grip on it, and it feels sharp to them. They'll hit that foil barrier, give up, and turn right around. Combine the hanging foil for the birds and the stem wrap for the slugs, and you've got a top-to-bottom defense system for absolutely $0 extra. Method 2, the ultimate household soap spray. Now that we've got our physical barriers set up, let's talk about bugs like aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies. You don't need harsh chemicals to deal with them. We are going to mix up a powerhouse homemade spray using basic ingredients you probably have under your kitchen sink right now. We are talking dish soap, white vinegar, cooking oil, and water. It is incredibly cheap, but you have to mix it correctly or you'll end up with a huge mess. Grab a large container, something that can hold comfortably over a liter of liquid. The first ingredient is dishwashing soap. Instead of liquid soap, we are going to use soap shavings from a bar. If you have something like Lemon Max soap, that works brilliantly because insects hate citrus scents. Take a grater or a knife and shave off about 3 to 4 tablespoons of the soap. Shaving it down into fine pieces is a game changer because it allows the soap to actually dissolve into the water instead of sitting at the bottom in a big gummy lump. Go ahead and pour 1 liter of water into your container to act as the base. Next, add 100 milliliters of plain white vinegar. Vinegar is fantastic in the garden because its mild acidity helps break down the defenses of certain pests. After the vinegar, add 2 tablespoons of standard cooking oil. Any cheap cooking oil you have in the kitchen will do. The oil is the secret ingredient here because it acts as a sticker. It helps the whole mixture cling to the glossy leaves instead of just rolling off onto the ground. Plus, when it hits soft-bodied bugs, it helps suffocate them. Now, here is where most people mess up, so listen closely. You have to mix this incredibly well. If you just stir it with a spoon for 5 seconds, you're going to have tiny chunks of solid soap floating around. The second you try to spray your plants, those tiny chunks will completely clog your spray mechanism and your bottle is ruined. To avoid this, I highly recommend throwing the whole mixture into an old blender or using a hand mixer. Blend it up until it is completely smooth, frothy and uniform. If you want to be extra safe, pour the liquid into your spray bottle through a fine cloth or mesh strainer just to catch any leftover micro pieces. When you go out to your garden, don't just spray the tops of the leaves. Most bugs are smart. They hide underneath the leaves where the sun doesn't shine. Get down there and coat both the tops and bottoms of the foliage thoroughly. You want an even coat, not a soaking puddle. Timing is everything with this spray. Never ever spray your plants in the middle of a hot, sunny day. The combination of intense sunlight, oil and vinegar will bake your leaves and cause serious burn damage. Only spray in the very early morning or late in the afternoon when the sun is going down and the temperatures are cooler. This gives the spray time to work its magic without evaporating instantly. Before you go blasting your entire prize-winning crop, pick one small branch or a couple of leaves to test it on. Wait a day or two and check on it. If the leaves look perfectly healthy, you are good to go ahead and treat the rest of the plant. Keep an eye on your garden over the next few days and repeat the process if you see any surviving bugs. When you're done, make sure to flush your spray nozzle out with clean water so it's ready to go for next time.